evening, savages, and welcome back to another episode of Savagely Paranormal. Tonight, we are here with Almae Paranormal. We have Elise and Megan and Tina. Hey, guys. So tell us a little bit about your team.
So we started investigating in 2023, Ian and and we just happened to meet at the MX track where our kids were racing and started talking paranormal and said, hey, I would love to do that. Oh, I would love to do that. So we went out, first investigation in 2023, and then ended up just talking. Megan's mom actually said, oh, there's a lady at work that's totally into that. You guys should go out with her. And that was Tina. And then Tina's daughter's into it too. She's also part of our team. She's on tonight. Yeah, that's like kind of all she wrote, I guess.
Awesome. Where are you guys from?
So we're all from southwestern Pennsylvania. Born and raised. Not exactly where we all live now, but pretty close.
Awesome. What got you guys into the paranormal?
I feel it was just a mix of things. Like, I experienced a lot whenever I was a kid. Elise is more into the history, the tech. Tina, you've been doing it for years.
Yeah, I've been doing it for a few years. It's just something interesting to me. I've always just kind of liked it, and now I can actually go out and go with my girls and do them. So it's been fun.
So you guys have been in the paranormal for a while. Have you guys done a lot of house cases, or do you guys just mainly do like big places?
So we've mainly just done the pay to play kind of places. We did do one investigation end of last year, but maybe like fall-ish last year, of a church. Friends of friends invited us to go with them because they had been saying things were happening, noises, things along those lines at this church that's been repurposed into like a multi-use facility. So we did get to go and check that place out. That was Megan and I. But Tina, I know you've done some residential stuff prior to us getting together.
Yeah, I've done a little bit. My sister's house, she definitely has something there with her, so that kind of freaked her out a little bit. But just some friends and people that I know, they know that I've been on it. So I just go and do their houses and see what I pick up.
I like the house cases more than the pay to play. Don't get me wrong, I love going to all the famous haunted places, but I prefer the house cases myself.
I think I'm like a mix of both. I really enjoy doing house cases because I like to help people with their issues, but I also like to go to the haunted places. I have a big bucket list of places that I want to go to.
Yeah, I mean, I do too, but I like to go figure out what's going on at people's houses.
What is the number one place on your bucket list right now?
Waverly Hills is my number one. I'm hoping to get there next year. Come up with a game plan with a few people to hopefully make it happen. What's your number one?
Lizzie Borden.
Yeah.
That's my number one.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I want to go there.
I like both of those, and I also want to go to the Myrtle.
The Myrtles is definitely like my number one right now, but I also really want to do the Tala. I want to do Trans Allegheny Lunatic Asylum so bad.
I love Tala.
We love Tala.
Yes. I can't believe you've never been. My gosh. You've been living under a rock.
I'm looking forward
So we're
to
actually
it.
going to go there in July to the outer buildings, to one of the publics, because it is super expensive to do a private there. And we've done the outer buildings before and had such great activity and an experience that we're watching when tickets go on sale, that we're going to hopefully snag some for the 1 July date they have.
That sounds like it'll be a lot of fun. I think I really want to do Tala, obviously. I can't wait to do OSR with y'all, so that should be absolutely a blast. We have so many great teams that'll be there with us.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be fun.
That's one that's been on my bucket list for
Yeah,
a
we're
while.
planning some torturous things.
We have a lot of solos planned for people for that evening, and it should be an interesting time. I almost feel bad for whoever gets picked for solo. Almost.
Yeah. And Ryan and I came up with another twist today that we're going to introduce to the group as well as the top 3 who get to do those solos. We're going to put out to vote to the public. Those 3 folks get to come up with revenge solos, 2 revenge solos for 2 individuals that they get to choose. They can't be as crazy as the ones we've planned, but we're giving folks a little bit of power to maybe get back at us.
What was the last investigation you guys went on?
The last one all of us went on was Old Stone Jail in Evansburg, Pennsylvania.
No.
That was last November.
It was the dog house.
Oh, you're right. It was Doss House.
Yeah.
I forgot that we went there after that. Yeah, those all kind of got meshed
like
together.
1 week apart.
Yeah. Yeah, they were closer together. So yeah, no, Doss House. Yeah. So
I've been to the Doss House. That place is amazing. I love it there so much. The energy there is so interesting. What is the craziest thing that you guys have had while you were on investigation?
I think the scream in Tala.
yeah.
We were setting up at Tala in the outer buildings, and there was this blood-curdling scream, and it had our guides and everything in a scramble, looking to make sure everybody was okay, and it was insane. And then we come to find out on other investigation, people have gotten the exact same scream.
Yep. From the medical building. Yep.
I think one of my craziest was when we were at Penhurst. This has been probably 2 years ago now. We were at Penhurst and went up in the 2nd floor of the Mayflower building, and it just felt like something just grabbed my heart, and just like I was so sad, I just burst out into tears, and it was one of the creepiest things ever that has happened to me.
So I do actually have an interesting question. What is your favorite piece of equipment that you use?
A flashlight.
What's yours, Tina?
I, of course, love my cat balls and our side pods that we got.
Yeah, I'm partial to the dead bell still because it is still relatively new in my life. But the 12 plus tripwire that
I keep forgetting that we just got that.
is really nice because it makes that sound and it lights up longer. Well, so much better than the regular old tripwire. But yeah, no, dead bell for me, because anytime that thing rings, and like you can do 2 rings for no, 1 ring for yes, like we've gotten intelligent responses with it. So I really do like the dead bell.
So I have to ask, what is the side pod?
The side pod is like a REM pod, but it is very loud. And the antenna kind of comes out on the side, so you can stand it up and be able to see it. And we actually got some very crazy responses when we were at the Cambria County Old Stone Jail. That was the first time that those have ever worked. We had got them at Hillview, and that was just like, the 2nd or 3rd time we used them. And yeah, they just kept going off and off.
Yeah.
And they were responding to one another.
Yeah.
Back and forth, and it was awesome.
Yeah. So cool that night.
It was.
It's so great when you buy and actually goes off when it's supposed to, like the way it's supposed to, not playing with it. Like, it was so rewarding.
I would have to say that my favorite piece of equipment that I have is definitely the lighted dowsing rods.
Oh, yeah.
Those are so fun. They're so bright and obnoxious. Like they just glow so ungodly bright that
Unless we're here.
yeah, unless we're at April's house and then they don't want to work. Like half the colors won't work here. It's so weird, but we take them anywhere else and they're fine. But here, the spirits only like blue and only like green. Very rarely do they let me use pink or red.
Oh my God.
We don't know why. It is what it is.
Dude.
What's your favorite, April?
I like the old school. I like my SB7. I like my plain old pendulum, my cat balls, old school.
I like the lights.
I like the lights. I like all the light up noisy doodads, but I like my old school stuff.
The old school stuff isn't bad. It's fun, but I want to see in the dark and be able to see what's running at me.
Yeah,
in the
you
dark.
want to see in the dark. Okay, you want to see in the dark. I have the possibility of getting handcuffed to a chair in the dark, and you want to see in the dark.
There'll be no seeing anything.
Speaking of, thanks,
This
Tina.
is exactly the reason that we put her in, that I put her in for the solos, because I don't want to get handcuffed in the dark. Tag, you're it.
That's all right. They just said there's a revenge one. So
What? All right. So what is the scariest experience that you've had on investigation?
The reliquary, yeah, that was the only time I've ever felt we probably should leave. Like, I'm always the one saying, we'll be fine, it's okay, it's nothing, let's debunk it. But that place, that basement, no, thank you. There's something there.
It was definitely one of those moments that you shut out the lights and you're running up the steps. And
the reliquary was the only place I have ever said we need to leave, and we need to leave now.
And
So what happened to you guys? I'm curious.
So we had some just dark energy in the chapel, and we were like, okay, we're feeling like heavy. Let's go down and get our equipment from the basement. And she's carrying it all, and I'm the one that's to be shutting out the light that's in all the room. And I shut that light out, and it was just something ran up on me and was breathing in my ear, and I'm chasing her up the steps. Let's go. Let's get out of here. And we got to the top and we shined our lights on it, and we were like, just, okay, we're done. And then, oh my gosh, I can't think of his name.
Nacho?
No.
Mark.
No. The ones that had the recorder in the basement.
Ken and Sue.
Yeah. They went down to get their recorder, and it ran up on them as well. And they caught the breathing on their recorder that they had.
And something was like tapping the recorder, like you could hear it tapping it, like it was trying to shut it off while it was in the basement too.
Yeah.
So
We've got a really cool video that we took aiming down the basement stairs, and you can just see the blackness come out of the basement and just fill up the whole landing there. And then my kid, when we were in the actual church part, my kid had circle swirled scratches covering his entire back.
Oh my gosh.
That place.
I said, that's it. We need to go.
Something told us to pray while we were upstairs in the attic portion. And so we're like, okay, why not? I'll go and pray on the pulpit. So we're standing on the pulpit. We're all like side by side. So nobody touched him. And then we're praying, and one of our other teammates is praying, and he's, I need you to stop doing that. I was like, why? What do you mean you need me to stop? He's, it hurts. What do you mean it hurts? It's not supposed to do that. And so I'm like going through like the St. Michael prayer and Hail Mary and the Lord's Prayer and all of the things. And he's, it burns. What do you mean it burns? It's not supposed to do that. Why does it burn? Yeah, it was definitely an interesting evening there. What about you, Tina? What's the scariest thing that you've ever experienced on investigation?
I don't know. I'm not really scared about anything. I like the evidence part. The only thing that kind of freaked me out is the crescent. When we were in the chapel, a lot of shadow figures. We were in the pulpit, or not the pulpit, but the pew, and you could see it. There was somebody standing, and there was nobody else in there, but there was somebody standing in the back room, and they said that's where the preacher would be, and you could see it looked like somebody was standing there in a full robe, and I want to say like a pope hat, but a bigger hat, and it just moved just a wee little bit like this, and then would come up, and that's the only thing that kind of freaked me out there.
Is that the wildest thing you guys have ever experienced?
the Old Stone Jail, when we were there last November, in the activity we were getting on the first floor of the cell block, the newer part, that was freaking wild. Because that went on for over an hour.
Yeah.
You know, where it felt like the guards were trying to keep us
In the
in.
cells.
Yeah, at the end of the block, because we'd set up, we walked all the way down to the end of the block, and we set up in this real big room that used to be like a shower room, bathroom. You can tell like where the fixtures used to be. And we set all our stuff up there, and then we lined the length of the block with side pots and
Cat balls.
and then we were going to put the cat balls down. And I have a bunch in my hands because we had put some on the bars, like where we had most of our junk. And I'm like, I'm going to walk down and I'm just going to line the block. So if something comes down, we can see it. And I go to go, the first side pod goes off as soon as I start to get close to it, and I'm like 5 feet away. So it's not me. And so I'm like, okay, that was interesting. And then I try again, it goes off. So then I end up, we give them to you, and you try, and then we give them to Tina. And it just kept going off when we would try to go past that first side pod. And then I think eventually the other one that was probably 30 feet down away from that one, it was starting to go when this first one would go. And eventually we just walked past, just put the cat balls down. But then after that, it was stop with them.
The cat balls were going off back and forth, and it was craziness.
Yeah. We have that up on our YouTube page, and it's long, and I actually had to do part 1, part 2. Like I said, it was like over an hour of this constant activity that we've never had like that before. And like I said, we were seeing lights off. There's no electric down that way. There's nothing that could have been doing it. So that was wild, and I can't wait to go back.
The best part was we were heading up there. We got go this way.
Oh yeah.
In a row.
Yeah.
And I was like, guys, I think we need to go this way. And that's how we ended up getting all that activity, because we were actually headed somewhere else to investigate. And
That was wild.
It was wild. Yeah.
I would have to say I have two. Two of my wildest moments while paranormal investigating have to happen at the Octagon House. We in Circleville, Ohio. I watched Nacho's pants get pulled up by something, like by the little kid, and dropped. It was wild. But my other one would have to be at the Cynthiana Rose Opera House. We watched something walk back and forth in the projection booth, watching us through the windows.
Oh my gosh.
And when we tried to debunk it, there was no way that you could debunk it. Like, it was a full shadow person
walking from one side of the room to the other in all the windows and back.
Wow.
It's probably one of my favorite places to investigate, and I cannot wait to get back there. There's so much interesting activity throughout the entire town there. It is all haunted. And everybody, once they find out that you're there to investigate for the paranormal, tells you their entire paranormal experience while they're there. It's great. Fantastic.
It's a cute little town, kind of like Mayberry, and everybody's super friendly. They have a museum there, and you go in there and they will literally talk your ear off about everything. They have haunted dolls. They have old doctor equipment, dentist equipment, and the vibes you get from these things just walking by them, it's crazy.
It's absolutely insane. But they have an entire map, like interactive map of the town, like with little dioramas of a lot of the battles that happened there. One of the major battles in, I think, the Civil War happened in town, and it destroyed like a covered bridge and stuff. So a lot of people have died there. The cemetery there's
it's sketchy.
The ground
not walk in
is
that
sketchy.
cemetery after dark.
You feel like during the day, you feel like something's going to reach up and grab you through the ground. It's very soft and squishy.
What's the name of this town again? Write this down.
You're going to have to write it down. It's Cynthiana, Kentucky. You're going to want to do the Rose Opera House.
There's a jail and a bed
the
and
old courthouse.
breakfast, I think.
The old courthouse was turned into like the log cabin, like bed and breakfast thing, I think. I don't know. Yeah. We didn't get to go to those two, but we really want to go back. So if you guys want to team up and do it, let us know. Because I would absolutely 100% all in. Let's go back.
Opera House is huge. The amount of spirits that we talked to there was absolutely crazy. We got a full-on shadow person when we were in the basement. They walked across the top of the landing, and I kid you not, as they walked across, you felt the electricity go from person to person as it walked across, so much so that we felt like we were shocked. And then it just disappeared into the wall.
Wow.
It was a lot of fun.
It was.
Probably one of my favorite investigations.
Oh, yeah.
So, what motivates you guys to keep chasing the paranormal, the ghosts and the thrills and stuff?
I think you
I
just
definitely
answered
like
that question right there. The ghosts and the thrills.
definitely like the history of these places, which is probably why I lean more towards like the pay for play, like bigger places to go, the asylums, the jails, and things like that, because they always have such a deep history of, okay, it was built for this, and then everything went south, and it was overcrowding, or it was repurposed because then they couldn't afford to run it the way they initially did, and the state bought it, and whatever. So I definitely like the history part of it, but then the unknown too, where we take all those devices and other trigger objects, or we enter a room and we feel something, or you see something out of the corner of your eye. I definitely want to know, what is that? What is that energy? Why do we feel at certain places and we don't feel at others? So that's my drive for sure. I'm all about the recording, and I give the body cams out. I'm like, just keep recording, never stop. Whenever we're at a place, I want all the footage we can get, because I want to see we catch something that we didn't notice that, we can share with other people. They can see what we saw, basically.
Go ahead,
I
Tina.
was going to say, and there was a lot of things, like, especially at the old stone jail, that we missed, but the cameras picked it up.
Yeah, I'm for the history. I'm for the feelings.
Yeah.
Sometimes the feelings get a little bit too much to me. I get scared. That's why multiple teams were nominating me to get handcuffed and blindfolded. They knew it would be a good comic relief.
Yeah,
Me.
yeah, you might pee your pants. You'll be pretty embarrassed. I'm not gonna put you in that situation.
I'll wear a diaper.
We'll be prepared.
And I'm like those two. I love the history of the buildings. I like doing the pay for play and just seeing what these buildings used to be.
You can feel it in the walls.
Yeah.
That's what I like. Touching the walls and just feeling everything.
Yeah. You can feel the energy.
So one of my favorite things is we went to this local cemetery here where I have relatives buried, and we got a very clear EVP of my uncle telling me he loves me. Have you ever gotten to talk to anybody from your life?
I really don't think so. I don't think I've had anybody come through that I know. I'm still waiting. My dad just passed, so I'm still waiting for him to come through. But there's been a few things whenever, like, we go somewhere, and when we were at Doss House, and my daughter Chrissy, her grandma was Sonia. For some reason, both of us have been thinking a lot about her lately. And then all of a sudden, her name started coming through and saying, this is Nana, this is Sonia. And I'm like, I looked at her and she looked at me, and we're like, my gosh, is it really her?
After we went to the reliquary, we went to table tipping at the Old Stone Jail. And I'm not big on that. Elise loves it. And I was like, you can go ahead to the table. I'm going to sit back. I'll record. I'll watch. I'll be support. Good support. Then the table called me up. And it was our guard. And we got yelled at, messing with some dangerous stuff, reliquary. And we were told that my best friend was watching over, yelling at us. In other words, we didn't protect ourselves enough.
And I haven't had anybody come. I didn't have a for that day. We did the thing. So I'm still waiting on that. I have a tipping table. I actually bought one, found it at the antique store, and I picked it up because the legs were broke, busted, and kind of looked like maybe someone had used it for tipping. Because the folks who did the tipping that day said, sometimes we break their legs and end up in the woods. You gotta fix them. We're planning to take it to the Bel Air house with us. Put a Bel Air the day after OSR.
Nice. I've always wanted to do table tipping. I have not had the chance yet.
I've seen it done in some places. My family was once upon a time very into the spiritualist movement. So we have a Ouija board table that I use quite a bit. I can bring that with me to OSAR if you want.
I don't know if we're allowed anything like that. We'd have to look at the rules. But I mean, I'm down to use that. Some folks on my team aren't into that.
Belair is the other lady.
My favorite, probably more personal experience that I've gotten from like something reaching out from the other side is we were at the
house. I can't afford
Octagon house right after our teammate and my best friend passed away. And I was in the Estes method and Tommy was videoing me with the SLS camera. And I was in Estes and Nacho was in Estes and somebody else I think may have been in Estes too. We were doing like a big triple thing. And Tommy had said that there was something behind me and something else next to me. And then Nacho from upstairs, he said, "Tell her I'm here. Tell her." And we were all pretty convinced that it had to have been Brian. Like we were there like days after his funeral service. It was definitely an emotional evening that day. Tommy cried a lot because we were there without Brian. It's been a year.
He was there.
He was. He had to have been there because who else would be like, tell her? Like you have to tell her I'm here.
Yeah.
Right?
That was one of his favorite places to investigate. We absolutely loved going to the Octagon House. It's probably one of my top 10 places to go. It's great. It's small. It's quaint. It's cozy. There's a raccoon that lives on the wall. But if you can put a lantern in the front window, it definitely calls a lot of spirits in because it used to be a stop on the Underground Railroad. It's definitely a great location. It's fantastic. I would not take a whole bunch of people there all at once because it's small, but it's definitely a great. It's so fun. It's always active. There's always something happening somewhere in the location. It's great. How far have you guys pushed it to bring spirits to wherever you are in a location? Like, how far are you willing to push it to bring things in to talk to you?
Always good for taking an item that I think might intrigue the individuals, the spirits that are at a location. Or the Doss house. I took a pair of shears and I took hair clippers, those in the barbershop. Try and hopefully spirits in. And then I always have candy with, they think there's kids' food there, I'll throw all the candy out. For OSR, I found like an old tin cup that looks similar to what the inmates would have had back in the day. So I'm going to take that with us. And I've actually purchased a Victorian nurse's costume because there's some lore there with a nurse that folks have seen. So I'm going to wear it and I'm going to invite anyone else to wear it that night that wants it to be a huge critter up there walking through OSR. So I'm all about trying to be creative and bring things back to those folks that might still be lingering there that looks familiar and draws them out.
Interesting. Very interesting. We also like to take and do like trigger object type activities. I'm also with Verona, so we do Dine with the Dead quite often. That's one of Nacho's new favorite things to do. We still haven't done it with Savage Energy. We need to do that. But Dine with the Dead is also, it's so fun.
We need to actually have an investigation to do that.
We should totally do that at OSR. Dine with the Dead. Everybody puts equipment out on a table. Let's grab pizza, order it to OSR. I'm sure somebody delivers there. I'll go fetch pizza if needed. You put like all of the equipment down on the table and you offer them a plate of food and you just sit around and you talk and you chat with each other. And our most memorable paranormal events have happened on downtime when we're all just hanging out and
we always get the best EVPs when we're all just sitting around talking. totally ignoring them because then they're like, hey, hello, you're here for me.
Yep.
Hello.
I think maybe doing a large scale Dine with the Dead at OSR.
I think those
somewhere could be
inmates
fun.
there would go for some pizza.
I think if we found like maybe up on the 3rd floor or in solitary, we could totally find tables to set up. I'll bring a table if I have to. I don't care.
Don't need a table. We have a floor.
We had a floor. We can all sit around on the floor and
Picnic style.
in the dark. But I think doing things out of the box is so fun, and like asking questions that like other people don't ask. We were at the Historical Society and we had the dowsing rods, and one of the caretakers there was asking questions of the spirits, and she was using the dowsing rods, and she asked the spirit, "Hey Lucy, are you naked? Are you drunk right now?"
Lucy liked to dance. And so I pulled out the phone and we played some music from the time period that she was from. And she just made the dowsing rods go back and forth with the beat of the music. It was pretty cool.
It was fun. But I definitely think a large scale Dine with the Dead is called for. We have to do it. We have to attempt. Everybody bring a snack.
That's way easier than the game of Among Us we're going to play.
It's not Among Us. It's hide and screech.
It's the same thing as Among Us.
I'm excited for hide and screech.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
Super.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
We haven't played that yet on an investigation, so that should be interesting.
Yeah, it's really hard to play hide and seek when there's 2 or 3 of you.
You're not wrong.
Oh, I'm over.
With 30 of us, I think it will.
Yeah, we're going to have almost 30 people. We got plenty of bodies to hide, for sure. And it's huge. That's the other factor, too. It's massive. So we're going to, it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
I think we can definitely probably find.
Probably.
Okay, listen.
It's either
It's been a
definitely
day.
or probably.
It's been
It can't be both.
Listen, it's been a day and
It's
my
been a
brain,
week.
it has. My brain is not firing on all cylinders today. But I think getting all of us to play hide and screech, and then, but also setting up a space that we can do everybody come together so that we can have a snack and just hang out for a little while, see what we can provoke into.
I think it would be fun too, because I know Ryan's into the Estes and I know he likes to do the separate but together Estes. I think that would be fun if we had people on each floor doing Estes, but then you have to have somebody there who's recording so that we can see what answers line up.
Yeah, like a spotter
Yeah.
on each floor. I think that could be fun. We should attempt to do that because that could be cool
Ryan
if
and
we get somebody on each floor.
Yeah, Ryan and I have some tricks up our sleeves with multiple things that we're going to do that night because we have so many teams coming. We're gonna have a lot of pawns to play with. Yeah. So bring all your STS equipment. It's gonna be super important to have it.
Like many of the same techniques have been used like forever during investigations. Do you have any new ones that are intriguing to you? Do you have any like things that you are wanting to try that you haven't tried yet?
An investigation technique.
Hey,
It's a fun game.
it's a fun game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Megan wanted to play bingo at OSR.
That could actually be fun to see if they call out bingo or call out any numbers. That could be fun.
Let's do it. Like seriously though, let's do it.
Dude, I have an old bingo ball thing. I could totally
I
bring that.
know. I wasn't exactly. I was thinking like every team fill out a card. And if you get an EVP or if you get reaction with this or reaction with that.
That would be fun.
We
Let's
play
do
bingo in a sense is I go in blind everywhere we go. I don't know any history. I don't know like OSR. I know that Shawshank Redemption was filmed there.
Yep.
That's all I know. And she does the history research beforehand. She has this little like paper and she tucks it in her pocket and we'll walk around and I'll be like, I feel this or I feel that. And she's like, actually,
I'm like you are. I don't really like to know the history so much. I just like to go in and see what I get. And then afterwards, I like to compare.
Yes,
but I think we're going to do a podcast on OSR. So unfortunately, I'm going to know a little bit more than I want to.
The other person that we're bringing to OSR with us is Dale Young, and he is from Tri-C. He does so much research about everything. It is ridiculous. Like, he could tell you probably back.
Oh, he could go back like
to
the beginning of
1800s.
time with everything.
So we probably won't be able to go in as blind as we really want to, but I think it'll be fun. We should definitely do bingo, but we have to come up with prizes.
Well,
if we fill up the entire bingo card, what are we getting?
You don't get handcuffed that night. That's your reward.
You don't get handcuffed.
Again.
Again, a second time.
Thanks.
So hold up. What if we come up with some cool t-shirts that say OSR team outings?
I survived being handcuffed, blindfolded in the dark.
I survived OSR with, and then list our team names for like prizes for bingo.
I love that.
That would be.
I have a cricket.
Doing something
And a
like
heat
that.
press.
We have a heat press and a cricket.
We could make it happen. You tell me how many t-shirts we need and what teams are coming, and we could make it work. I think it would be a lot of fun to have prizes for bingo. We gotta come up with things for bingo prizes.
I just want a t-shirt if I make it out of the dark being handcuffed to the chair.
There you go.
We need to make some OSR, like, I survived being handcuffed in the dark at OSR t-shirts, because I think that would be hilarious for
That would be hilarious, because then that's how we let
3 survivors.
They're the one that's taking the challenge.
Yeah, I think that is how we can.
Everybody open your shirt. What does it say?
Oh my God.
That would be great. Put them in a gift bag and make them pick which bag. Put like the t-shirt, different t-shirts, like I survived being handcuffed in solitary. I survived being handcuffed on this floor. I survived being handcuffed on whatever the challenges are. Put them on a t-shirt, put them in a gift bag, and make them draw straws to pick a gift bag.
That is a great way to figure out, to announce who's doing what when we get there. We're going to do that. Yes. I'm going to need these people's t-shirt sizes eventually. I'm going to have to get that. So
that would be an awesome reveal to get on camera as they pull out their t-shirt and go, like, oh no.
Okay. Yes. So we're going to need to make.
We need to push it a little farther and just make everybody that was volunteered to do a t-shirt that just says I survived OSR. But the people that have the solos put it on the back where their solo is.
That's what I'm thinking.
Nobody knows who wins, and it's all
nobody knows until they actually pull it out and see if there's anything on the back.
It could be cool.
Yeah.
It could be a very interesting live. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what we'll do, a live with the reveal of who's doing what and who isn't, who's been saved. So good idea. Love it.
We'll have to make some I survived the revenge solo t-shirts for you.
I'm the size extra large. And I think Ryan's the 2X.
I keep having this thought that there's going to be an ultimate challenge where all the teams nominate, because they all have already been like, Megan needs to do it. Megan needs to do it. Megan needs to do it. And I'm going to end up with a t-shirt. You suck again. You're doing everything.
You got them all, Megan.
You get to run the
won them all.
Let's make her cry.
I cannot wait for this. This is going to be so much fun.
I'm excited.
I'm so very excited. We've already had you and Sops and who else?
I can see the people in my head, but
and
I can't
somebody
remember.
else on podcast with us talking about different paranormal stuff before we go to OSR. We're hoping to get all of the teams that we're going to OSR with on podcast with us.
Well, I've done podcasts with Ryan.
Hopefully, so that we can all get together and hang out and chat. And
Absolutely.
I want to know what the things you have in mind that are fun for challenges that we can do at OSR.
And I'm planning.
I think they got that covered.
Yeah. So there's the voting ones. One rep from each team that's interested. And then I'm planning to hand out half sheets of paper and say, all right, if you have a challenge that you want to see somebody do tonight, whether it's a solo or like a duo, trio, quad challenge, write it down and we'll put them into a couple hats. And if you're interested in a solo, then go draw. I'm going to have them crinkled up into a paper ball. Go draw a paper ball from the solo challenge and let's see what it is. But you can't do your own. That'll be a rule, of course. So you'll have to sign the paper that you wrote it up. So you make sure you don't get your own. But yeah, I definitely want to put some of this in everyone else's hands because I'm sure you guys have way better ideas than I've been kicking around with some of this other stuff. So.
But instead of gifts, they should just be all solos.
And that could be a way to do it too. So, yeah.
I think it would be definitely interesting if we had a cup toss, cup bingo, not cup bingo, like a beer pong. Beer pong. That's the word that I was looking for.
Cup bingo.
Cup bingo.
I was like, cup pong, that's new.
Cup pong. Listen, it's been a day. It's been a week.
Beer pong minus the beer.
Beer pong minus the beer because we can't have alcohol. We should do beer pong solo style. So solo pong.
Solo pong. There you go.
And a red solo cup.
That's it.
Yeah.
Red solo cups just right on the bottom. The number, and that's wherever you're soloing. Have like a master list.
Then you put the numbers on a wheel, so you really don't know where you're going. You just take the number, spin the wheel, and whatever's behind that, there you go.
You're getting complicated. Wheels, all this stuff. Any prop. You can do it. Any prop.
They have the app.
The Pick Me Up.
It's an app.
Let's do the app. Whatever, make it so whatever number you get in your solo pong is the number that you have to draw. So like the first person, like number one is the first person that draws. So they get like all of the things as an option. And as you go down the list, things slim out. So it could be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm just excited because it's my cousin's birthday. She's actually the one that booked this for us. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't investigate. She was excited to go to an old jail and run around for her 30th birthday. Is pretty much what she said. So nice. I'm excited that.
So what you're saying is that we need to bring cupcakes and sing happy birthday to her while we're there.
Yeah. We were planning on that already. So keep it. Gosh, it's a surprise.
R.I.P. to your 20.
It's a surprise. I think singing happy birthday to, we got to sing happy birthday to her somewhere like that has a whole bunch of activity though.
And maybe we can get some prisoners singing happy birthday too.
Yes. Set up some equipment so we can get it to go off while we're singing happy birthday. I think that'd be fun.
Yeah. And somehow lost 4 hours while we did that.
It was great. It was fun.
The house of the time warp.
Awesome people and how much fun you guys are looking to have. I think it'll be a great time for her for experiencing all of this.
Definitely a good place for a first experience with this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure the spirits will be super, super active, and the more energy we can put into the building, the better it will be.
We're laughers. We laugh. We tell jokes. We sing.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah, you have video of me twerking in the middle of the jail.
Shaking your booty. Walking down death row.
We should totally do like a random dance party in solitary just to see the reactions we get.
Dance off. It's pants off, dance off, just like Madison last December. That's right.
I'm still looking forward to collaborating with everybody on this investigation. I cannot wait to see what we have that comes out of it. It should be a great time. We should definitely all get together after OSR on a podcast or two or three and discuss what we had and discuss what we had for evidence and stuff. I think that'd be great. I still say we need to chat about the reliquary because I'm so curious to see what you guys got versus what we have.
Yeah.
And we're going back. I'm definitely going back October 9th because we have friends who booked it.
Tina's going too.
And Tina, and I would say Tina's going for the first time and Chrissy's going for the first time. So us three are definitely going. Megan's still figuring it out.
I will probably drive separate.
In case she needs to leave.
In case I need to leave.
I cannot say I blame you there.
Drive separate so you can go home. Great idea. Fantastic.
Although, after our experience, I would not be driving home alone.
Yeah,
absolutely not. We had some wild things happen to us on the way home.
For a
and
couple
it was-
weeks after we had visitors
it was
in our
sketchy.
cars.
Really?
Yeah,
That's great.
it was
I almost
definitely
drove off
wild.
the road. I couldn't see the road.
That one part where you were going. Yeah.
Our
Yeah, 'cause I
GPS
followed her.
froze.
Yeah, we drove separate because I came up first and she came up later because it was Halloween. And so I followed her home and we stayed on the phone with each other the whole time. And I was like watching her. I was like, are you like off-roading? What are you doing? She's like, I couldn't find the road. I was like, oh, okay.
I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
I was like completely off the road.
It was rough.
After, like, for probably close to 3 weeks after we left there, we had something from there make its rounds through our whole team. Even people that weren't there were being messed with. It was awful.
It was until the next team went. Once the next team went, everything stopped. It was wild.
Yeah,
there was another team
definitely
there. So
Yeah, there was someone else there the next night. It was two brothers.
Yeah.
Extreme Paranormal. They were going Saturday, the day after we were there.
definitely take your protections with you when you go back.
Yeah,
That place is wild.
we're on that people have been there. I ultimately felt like I was going crazy because nobody had really said that there was anything crazy there. We were only like the second or third group to investigate it.
Yeah, it was newer.
And we were like, I'm like, I'm going crazy. No way does this feel this way. And just hearing everybody else, I'm like, okay, you guys are giving me reassurance that I'm not completely losing my mind. And she was legitimately scared.
Yeah, I was not comfortable.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it wasn't
think-
even that far into dead time because I was like, let's get to the dead hour. Let's get to the dead hour. And it was right before dead hours even started, before 3 a.m. I was like, dude, the chapel was like dark and heavy. And then, hell broke loose because there was a fall at the top of the chapel. It got rolled down to us with some force. And we were like, all right, I think we should clean up. And then to the basement and all that insanity.
Yeah, we didn't make it to the dead hour either. But then I think one of the wildest things, besides the scratches, was we actually heard what sounded like hellhounds
Oh, wow.
Barking
inside the church
from inside
while we were outside.
a very empty church. There were things growling and stuff from inside the church. It was crazy because there are like dogs across the street, but it did not sound like the
No.
dogs that are across the street. It
No,
was-
and it definitely came from the inside.
yeah.
Oh.
I was
But
worried.
also, when we were there, we were like probably one of the first two teams that were there in October. And so the neighbors weren't exactly thrilled with people like in the cemetery and stuff like that. So we
got bum rushed in the cemetery by a guy in a truck.
we got yelled at by a redneck in a truck and it was so fun. At that point, we were like, we're not going to sleep here just in case this guy decides to come back and like break in and murder us in our sleep. Because you never know. You're out in the middle of nowhere.
And he came back around a few more times.
He did. So we're like, let's not sleep here and say we did, but let's try to make it as late as we can. But even after the scratches, we were like, okay, we're done. Before that, we seen some weird things and like imprints on the windows and stuff. So it was just weird. Like one of the windows had like, a face with horns and like little tiny hoofs next to it. So it was weird. And I'd never seen that before. So that was like a little off-putting, and it seemed to follow us.
It would go from window to window, whichever room. Like we were just in this room and the windows were fine. We walk over here, see them on this window, walk back around this way. Now they're on this window. It was wild.
And then we seen them like on the church windows, like in the church. And I was like, okay, on that note, let's go home because I don't want to sleep here.
No.
Yeah, no.
I don't know what's going on, but we're all sleeping in one room, right? Yeah. Okay. Now we're not sleeping here. We're going
No,
home.
we're not sleeping.
We're going home. But then we're in the parking lot. Lack of parking lot on the road in the gravestones, and I'm giving everybody a holy water bath before we get into the car, just in case. And then we're standing by the car and we're still throwing things into the car hurriedly, and we hear the largest, weirdest, darkest, howly growls coming from inside of the church that we just left that I've ever heard. It's definitely weird.
And we double timed it, putting stuff in the car, and we're like, yeah, we're out.
On that note, we're going home. We're not doing this. Absolutely not. I think I prayed almost all the way home.
Oh my gosh.
And our GPS froze. It would update our location, but the whole map around us was non-existent. The speed limit froze at 25, even though we know it wasn't 25. There was just everything that we remember passing coming in was completely different when we were going out, and we went the same exact route home. It was just weird.
It was very weird. Very off-putting.
What did you say about your GPS? Because mine, when I got in, it was upside down. I was completely lost. I was like, it's telling me that I'm driving backwards, but I'm not. I had to figure it out while I was driving, and it was nuts. I even told her, I was like, I don't know where I'm going. I was like, I'm driving backwards. My GPS. Like, I have no idea.
For the love of God, just keep driving so you don't end up stuck here. Just keep driving. We'll figure it out eventually. Just keep driving.
We'll figure it out later.
It's going to take me back.
I was like, even if we end up further into Pennsylvania, just keep driving until we find another city. Just keep driving. We'll figure it out from there. Just keep driving. Don't stop. No, don't stop. Just keep going. Thank you so much for joining us. Yep. We can't wait to see you all at OSR.
Yay!
Here next month. It should be so fun.